You are haunted by who you could be. You replay the highlight reel of your imaginary future like a private addiction, promising yourself that once you finally become your potential, the ache will dissolve. Yet every morning you wake up with the same quiet panic. You obsess over improving a self that won't hold still long enough to be real. This isn't your flaw, it is a symptom, a warning sign. You have been groomed by a culture that whispers the oldest lie: your value is in your future potential. What if that promise is the prison? Look around. Every platform shouts the same gospel: optimize yourself, build your brand, become your best future self. You are measured not by who you are, but by who you might be later. College admissions, performance reviews, dating profiles, productivity apps. Every system rewards projection over presence. The fact that you feel perpetually behind is not an accident. It is the design. The anxiety is not personal failure. It is a programmed outcome. The question is not how to chase better. The question is, who profits when you abandon the life you are actually living? You are told to hustle now, live later. You are praised for deferring joy. You have a loyalty to your hypothetical self that eclipses compassion for your actual one. You mistake this for ambition. But it is an addiction to potential that starves your living soul. This is not motivation. This is a form of self-abandonment sanctioned by the culture. And here is the uncomfortable truth: the more you worship the future, the more contempt you develop for the present you. What? That contempt is the true prison. But where did it begin? Enter Carl Rogers, not as an academic, but as a prophet of inner dignity. He saw it clearly. The core of human growth is unconditional positive regard for the self that is here now. Not tolerance for your potential, but love for your actuality. Yeah. Rogers's insight is ruthless in its simplicity. When acceptance is conditional, the self fractures. You begin to trade authenticity for approval, truth for image, being for performance, and then you wonder why you feel hollow. It is not your weakness. It is the machinery of conditional worth grinding you down. Unconditional self-regard is not indulgence. It is oxygen. Rogers understood that when you regard your present self without conditions, you release the need to perform for your own acceptance. This shifts the entire trajectory. You don't become complacent. You become coherent. Coherence fuels growth. Conditional self-love, by contrast, keeps you at war with yourself. It tells you to disown your current limitations, to despise your weaknesses, to idolize your imagined future. This war is the lie. You cannot hate yourself into wholeness. You cannot berate yourself into being. Look at how the lie infects your day. Social media trains you to see yourself as a brand under construction. Corporate systems, KPI, your identity into a quarterly forecast. Dating apps reward you for selling a promised version of yourself, not sitting in the awkward truth of who you are today. Even wellness culture is hijacked. Biohack your way to a tomorrow that always shimmers and recedes. This isn't a glitch in the system. This is the system. You have been conscripted into a propaganda machine that monetizes your dissatisfaction. Rogers' cure is scandalous because it refuses the economy of worth. He demands that you stop negotiating with yourself. Stop waiting for approval before you allow yourself to exist. Unconditional regard is a threat to industries built on your insecurity. It says you do not have to become anything in order to deserve yourself. And when you truly accept this, growth becomes organic, not coerced. That is the end of the lie at the root. But the deception is more cunning than you think, because it does not just target your self-worth. It colonizes your perception of time itself. But the lie goes even deeper than that. Enter Alan Watts, the bell that rings through the fog. Life is not a journey to a destination. Life is the journey. You were indoctrinated to believe that there is a finish line where you finally arrive. The diploma, the promotion, the partner, the rooftop view. Yet every arrival dissolves. and the horizon renews its temptation. Watts calls the bluff. The dance is not waiting for the final step. The music is this breath, this stride, this stammering sentence. The destination story is the anesthesia. The present is the pulse. This is how the machine multiplies your captivity, by convincing you that your life is a train you must ride to the right station. Every station is marketed. Every delay is your fault. Every fellow passenger is a competitor. Watts smashes the locomotive myth. You are not being delivered to meaning. You are meaning unfolding. The destination model steals your attention, your wonder, your intimacy with the ordinary. It is not harmless. It forces you to bargain away your present for a promise that never comes due. That is not hope. Now see the architecture. The lie tells you your worth lives in the future. The journey myth tells you reality lives in the future. Together, they invert your life. Your true self and your real time are both exiled to a horizon you never reach. You end up living as a pilgrim to a shrine that changes location every night. No wonder you feel anxious. No wonder you feel counterfeit. This is not your failing. It is engineered scarcity. The system sells you a tomorrow in exchange for your today. It is a clean theft, executed with applause. Notice the rituals that keep you compliant, the goal board that always resets, the morning routine that never satisfies, the productivity hacks that make your life feel like a factory shift, the meditation you perform as a performance. Even your spirituality becomes a ladder with endless rungs. This is the final twist. The lie can colonize anything that points toward freedom and bend it into another metric. You are not broken for failing to catch the horizon. You are sane enough to notice there is no horizon to catch. So what do you do once you have seen through the lie? How do you stop serving a false god without collapsing into cynicism or apathy? You do the most subversive thing left. You embody the actual over chasing the potential. This is not a hack. This is a vow. It reorients your value system from becoming to being, from fantasy to contact. You stop outsourcing your worth to a mirage. You invest in the one asset the machine cannot monetize, your undivided presence. It will cost you your illusions. It will give you your life. Embodying the actual means you meet who you are today like a guardian, not a critic. You feel your breath. You inhabit your body. You tell the truth about your capacities and your limits. You make contact with the immediate world voices, textures, weather, without requiring it to validate your storyline. This practice is not glamorous. It will not go viral, but it is the only solvent for the addiction to potential. Because presence is the only state where love can land, where decisions are honest, where growth is organic rather than performative. Here is a simple, dangerous ritual. Each morning, before you touch a screen, you greet yourself aloud. I do not need to become anything to be worthy of my own regard. Then you act as if it were true. You speak like someone who does not beg for entry into their own life. You work like someone who already belongs. You rest without apologizing. You pursue projects as extensions of presence, not evidence for worth. Watch the energy that usually fuels performance. Anxiety become available for actual creation. That is not complacency. That is liberation. But what about ambition, you ask? Does embodying the actual mean surrendering your dreams? No. It means finally telling the truth about them. Ambition without presence is fantasy. Ambition rooted in presence is craftsmanship. You stop performing success and start building it. You stop seeking big breaks and start making honorable work. The results may be slower, but your soul will not be collateral damage. You will produce for the joy of integrity, not the fear of obscurity. It's not less drive, it's cleaner fuel. Less racing, more arriving. Another ritual, build a contract with reality. State your actual capacities for today without shame. I have 3 hours of attention. I have limited social bandwidth. I need sunlight, water, and rest. You stop promising tomorrow what you refuse to practice today. That honesty heals the rupture Rogers diagnosed. You become someone you can trust. Trust is the ground from which both love and achievement grow. Without it, everything you build feels counterfeit. The world will resist this. Your feeds will punish you for not chasing novelty. Your peers will question why you have slowed the sprint. Your own nervous system accustomed to adrenaline will shake as you detox from future worship. Expect this. It is withdrawal from the narcotic of the next. Yet on the other side is clarity, ease, a reclaimed attention span, and a fiercer joy that does not require audience applause. This is not a self-help upgrade. This is the end of the lie's jurisdiction over your time, your mind, your heart. Let's tell the truth about discipline. Discipline without self-regard is punishment. Discipline with self-regard is devotion. Devotion feels like alignment. It is a steady, quiet hum in the nervous system. You can build things that matter from devotion because you are no longer escaping yourself through achievement. You are including yourself in the act of making. That is Rogers alive in your bones. And when you practice devotion inside the journey itself, Watts's bell keeps ringing. You are not training for the dance. You are already dancing. Consider the metaphor of the inner scorecard. If you chase potential, the scorecard is always outside you, held by bosses, algorithms, and strangers. Embodying the actual means you reclaim the scorecard and redesign it. Replace metrics with measures of contact. Did I tell the truth today? Did I keep faith with my energy? Did I create from love rather than fear? Did I honor what my body told me? They make you sovereign. External approval cannot counterfeit the peace they yield. A story. There was a man who decided to need nothing, not as a monk's vow, but as a practice of reality. He stopped courting the future, Heim for validation. He walked in the city like a citizen of the present. He did his work and let it be enough for that day. He became strangely magnetic. People trusted him, not because he was impressive, but because he was whole. In needing nothing, he could love everything. That man was not special. He just stopped paying the tax to the future. You can too. You will be tested. The job offer that requires you to disown your rhythms. The relationship that demands you become exceptional later instead of authentic now. The health fad that seduces you into punishing your body for an image. These are not temptations to improve. They are invitations to self-betrayal wrapped as opportunities. Remember the reframe: that is not growth, it is grooming. The price of sovereignty is saying no to what flatters your potential but erodes your presence. This is not prudishness, it is preservation. You are not at war with ambition. You are at war with an economy that sold you a counterfeit version of ambition. Real ambition is a devotion to depth over display, craft over clout, truth over theater. It is a promise to the actual that you will not leave yourself behind in your pursuit. Keep this pact, and you will find that what you sought in the future begins to appear in the present, a felt sense of meaning, a durable confidence, a tenderness toward your own humanity. The horizon stops taunting. The room you're in begins to glow. If you want a litmus test, use this. If a practice makes you more available to this moment, it is medicine. If it makes you postpone your life, it is poison. If a relationship expands your honesty, it is medicine. If it makes you perform, it is poison. If your work roots you in reality, it is medicine. If it requires you to abandon yourself, it is poison. This is the moral clarity you were never given because it makes you unprofitable. The lie hates clarity. Clarity ends contracts you never consented to. Practice presence in small rebellions. Eat without a screen. Walk without earbuds. Speak your actual need instead of the palatable one. Admit when you are tired. Stop when you are done. Celebrate one honest paragraph rather than fantasizing about a future book. These are not quaint habits. They are acts of sabotage against a machine that requires your absence to operate. Presence is not passive. It is a strike. You withhold your attention from futures that do not exist and reinvest it in the only currency with real purchasing power, now. As you embody the actual, grief will come. You will mourn the years you spent bargaining for worth. You will feel the ache of potential lives that will never manifest. Let them go like unmailed letters. The grief is clean. It does not rot the soul. It fertilizes it. Out of this soil grows a quieter kind of joy, one that doesn't need an audience or a timestamp. You will still make plans. You will still move toward aims, but you will no longer confuse the map for territory or the trailer for the film. This is the end game. You begin to act, not to become someone else, but to express who you are. You exercise because your body is worthy now, not because a future body deserves love more. You work because craft is the way your soul makes contact with the world, not because achievement will finally baptize you. You rest because existence requires rhythm, not because recovery improves output. The trap collapses. The slavery ends. Rogers and Watts meet in your chest. Acceptance becomes motion. The journey becomes home. Do not expect the system to applaud. It will push notifications. It will dangle luminous futures. It will algorithmically resurrect your old cravings. Smile at the ghost. Do not feed it. The world won't save you. The system benefits from your sleep. The choice is yours. Choose the unmarketable miracle of being present over the marketed mirage of becoming. Choose authenticity over approval. Choose courage over comfort. And when you forget, begin again. The present does not hold grudges. It opens its door every time you knock. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a summons. You are being recruited back into your own life. End the lie by refusing to mortgage your soul to your potential. Guard the temple of now. Let your work, your love, your rest, your attention be the proof that you have left the cult of later. This is how you become untouchable by despair and unbribable by promises. This is how you become trustworthy to yourself. This is how you end the lie, not with a slogan, but with a life only you can live now. Remember the reframe that frees you. It's not that you lack discipline, it's that you have been disciplined by a system into performing absence. It's not that you fear success, it's that you fear abandoning yourself. It's not that you wasted years, it's that you were trained to wait for permission to begin. Permission is revoked. Begin. In this room. Let this be the day your potential stops stealing your life and starts serving it. Embody the actual. Everything you wanted from the future is hiding here. You did everything right, they told you, but right was the wrong map. You do not need a better map. You need to be where you are. The longer you chase the shimmering finish line, the more it runs. Stop running, turn around. The finish line is behind you. It was crossed the moment you decided to belong to your own life without conditions. That is the beginning of sovereignty. Walk on, not toward a destination, but as the destination made flesh.